Welcome to today's episode of Tech Deep Dive, where we explore the latest innovations in technology and programming. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Leptos, a new Rust web framework that's gaining traction for its unique approach to building declarative user interfaces. If you're a developer or just tech curious, you're going to want to stick around for this one. So let's kick things off. What exactly is Leptos? Well, to put it simply, it's a full-stack isomorphic web framework. Now, I know that sounds heavy, but basically, this means Leptos can operate both on the server side and the client side of web applications. This dual capability allows developers to write code that can run in the browser or on the server without needing to switch contexts or create different APIs. Isn't that neat? But here's where it gets even more interesting. Leptos is built around the concept of fine-grained reactivity. If you've worked with frameworks that rely on virtual DOMs, like React or Vue, you might be familiar with the typical state re-renders that happen when something changes. With Leptos, the system only updates what actually needs to change. This means your app could potentially run much faster and more efficiently. Now imagine you're in an art gallery. Each painting is beautiful on its own, but wouldn't it be frustrating if the entire gallery changed just because one painting was updated? Instead, in the Leptos world, only the specific painting you're looking at will refresh, creating a smoother and more delightful viewing experience. Let's also talk about how Leptos supports HTTP streaming, a feature that allows your server to send data to the client in chunks. It's like receiving a pizza delivery, piece by piece, instead of having to wait for the entire pizza to get to your door before you can dig in. This streaming insertion not only speeds up page load times, but also makes for a more interactive user experience. Another key aspect worth mentioning is isomorphic server functions. With this feature, you can write functions that act the same way on the client and server, enabling seamless database requests and authentication processes. Picture it like a dynamic duo, both sides working in harmony without needing separate scripts or APIs to communicate. It's refreshing to see how frameworks like Leptos prioritize performance while still focusing on simplicity and developer experience. For instance, using the Vue macro, developers can easily define user interfaces declaratively. Think of it as telling your assistant exactly how you want your room arranged instead of moving furniture around yourself. But I can hear some of you thinking, what's the catch? Well, like any new technology, there are challenges and limitations. Leptos is currently using features from Rust's nightly build, which means some members of the community might face bugs or inconsistencies as updates roll out. Also, for anyone migrating from established frameworks, the shift to a fine-grained reactive model could initially feel like learning to ride a bicycle again. So what do developers think? Many are excited about Leptos' potential, especially with its focus on performance and developer ergonomics. However, as with many new frameworks, there's a balancing act between innovation and practicality in production environments, like deciding whether to try the new fancy restaurant or stick with your reliable favorite diner. So let's wrap up with this thought. If you're a developer looking for a modern, efficient framework that breaks away from traditional patterns, Leptos might just be your next adventure. And if you're not a developer, but still curious about the tech world, watching these different frameworks evolve is a fascinating way to witness the constant innovation in software development. Thanks for tuning in.